Hello students, I am your biology lecturer. In the previous class, we discussed about a recombinant DNA technology. Okay. With the details, we studied the recombinant DNA technology. You can write stepwisely. First, isolation and selection of the gene of interest and ligation. A gene of interest is ligated into the plasmid and transfer the plasmid into the host organism with the help of many physical and chemical techniques. Okay. There are so many different steps are involved in the recombinant DNA technology. We all discussed in the previous class. Today we can learn about a new topic, that is tools for molecular biology. Tools which are used for molecular biology, otherwise I can say that tools of recombinant DNA technology. Usually for any process we need some equipments, like doctor need stethoscope and scissors, like that. Teachers need pen, duster, chalks. For recombinant DNA technology, some tools are very necessary. These are just nothing but the ingredients, okay, equipments. The tools which are necessary for recombinant technology, we will discuss about that. Okay. Before going to start that topic, in the last class we discussed that a recombinant DNA technology, okay, that recombinant DNA technology produces GMO plants. GMO plants in the sense genetically modified organisms or the plants. I can say that genetically modified animals or genetically modified plants. Both we can say that GMO, genetically modified organisms, okay, by rDNA. rDNA in the sense recombinant DNA, by rDNA technology. GMO. This is very important, student. Expansion of GMO. GMO. Genetically modified organisms. Okay. Here there are three basic steps in genetically modified organisms formation. Usually 3 steps for formation of GMO. Okay. What are those? Now we can discuss that. First one, identification of DNA with the desired gene. These steps are very important, student. I will write here important. It will come for 2 or 3 marks. Identification of desired DNA, or I can say that this is a gene of interest. Gene of interest. It means if we require high yield and very much long lasting and high yield gene. Suppose I can take the example like mango. Suppose 2 mango plant ana consider madidre 2 mango plant, one the mango plant which produces the a very big fruit with very delicious taste. Okay. Another mango plant produces a small mango with a bright color. Okay. Means in these two plants we require both the genes. Means tasty ಬೇಕು, attractive ಇರಬೇಕು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ size ಇರಬೇಕು. Okay. We required all the characters, all necessary characters. Means we have to isolate a particular gene from the particular plant. Suppose ನಮಗೆ ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಭಾರಿ ಡೆಲಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋ ಜೀನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. Okay, we required that gene. We have to isolate that one only. First one, identification of the desired DNA gene. I can say that desired gene or desired DNA. The gene is nothing but the DNA only. A short segment of DNA is known as a gene. Okay. First we have to search for the DNA. DNA na isolate ಮಾಡಿ we have to separate the genes from our gene of interest. ಒಂದು ಜೀನನ್ನು ನಾವು isolate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. You already know that in the human beings only, in the haploid genome there are 25,000 genes are present. Like that in case of plants and animals, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು 15 ಲಕ್ಷ genes ಆದರೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. In that number of genes we have to isolate a particular gene. Particularly we have to isolate a necessary or interested gene. Okay. This identification of a desired gene is not so easy, students. It is a very time consuming process. It takes too much of time. Okay. Then after identification of a desired gene in the genome or the interested organism, the next step is introduction of identified DNA or gene of interest into the host organism. Introduction of the identified DNA, in bracket I will write gene of interest. Identified DNA or gene of interest into host organisms, okay, host organism only. Then it is nothing but after isolation, after identification of the desired gene, it have to transfer into the host organism. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು host organism ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We have to multiply that gene, we have to clone that gene. Okay, we have to get a more number of gene with a similar features. ಒಂದು ಜೀನ್ ಒಂದೇ ಜೀನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಐಸೋಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we have to multiply that. Okay, that's why we require a host organism for our gene multiplication or gene cloning. Okay, after that third step maintenance of introduced DNA in the host and transfer the DNA into the progenies. I will write here maintenance of introduced DNA in the host and transfer into progeny. It's very simple, students. This step, maintenance of introduced gene, means we already introduced our gene of interest into the host organism in the second step. Okay, what is this maintenance? Maintenance means we have to observe whether our gene of interest is fixed in the proper position, whether it is ready for inheritance. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಜೀನನ್ನು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಅದು ಮುಗಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ಜೀನೋಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮು reproduce ಆಗ್ತದೆ, when the host organism produces progenies, that gene have to transfer to its progeny. ನಾವು ಏನು ಒಂದು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಜೀನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮಿಂದ ಅದರ ಪ್ರೊಜನಿಗೆ ಅದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ our gene of interest must be inherit to its progeny, then only the GMO plant can produced. GMO in the sense genetically modified organisms. The genetically modified organism can be produced by following these 3 steps. First one, identification of the desired gene or the gene of interest by a selected organism. Okay, then introduction of identified gene of interest into the host organism for multiplication. Then maintenance of introduced DNA in the host and transfer into the progenies. Okay, then this is all about GMO. Next we will discuss about tools for recombinant DNA technology. Okay, tools of recombinant DNA technology. Next topic, tools of recombinant DNA technology. Okay, the important tool for recombinant DNA technology, here first one, restriction enzymes. Restriction enzymes. Second one, that is the cloning vectors. Third one, gel electrophoresis, or just you can write electrophoresis. Then DNA ligase, then PCR. Okay, these are the tools of recombinant DNA technology. First one, restriction enzymes. Another name of restriction enzymes are molecular seizers. Okay, cloning vectors. These are nothing but the molecular vehicles. Okay, gel electrophoresis is a technique for separation of DNA fragments. DNA ligase is nothing but the molecular Glume. It is just like a gum. We already discussed about this DNA ligase while explaining about the DNA replication, okay, after formation of Okazaki fragments, that is the discontinuous fragments. Semi-conservative mechanism of DNA replication, I explained that DNA ligase, okay. Then PCR is a technique for multiplication or amplification, okay. Suppose by using the restriction enzyme we have to cut the gene of interest. By cloning vector, gene of interest have to transfer into the host organism. By the gel electrophoresis, the DNA fragment have to separate and identification. The DNA ligase for fixing the gene of interest into the plasmid, okay. PCR for multiplication or amplification, okay. This is all about tools which are necessary for recombinant DNA technology. We will discuss these tools of recombinant DNA technology one by one, okay. First we will start with the restriction enzymes. First one, restriction enzymes. In the year 1963, there are two enzymes which are responsible for restriction growth of a bacteriophage in the E. coli. Bacteriophages means these are the viruses which grow on the bacteria, okay. Bacteriophages which are grow on the bacteria is known as a viruses which are grow on the bacteria is known as a bacteriophage, okay. Firstly, in the year 1963, first restriction enzyme is isolated by the E. coli, okay. In the year 1963, first restriction enzyme was isolated, okay. The DNA is cut with the help of restriction enzymes. The restriction enzymes is also known as RENs. Restriction enzyme. Restriction enzymes cut the DNA at a specific point or site which cuts the DNA by recognition of restriction sites on DNA. Means restriction enzymes are also known as the molecular seizures which cuts the DNA at the specific point. Specific point ಆಗಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ it must have some symbols. ಈ particular point ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ the restriction enzymes have to identify particular sequences known as a restriction sites which are present in the DNA. I will write here. Distinction enzymes or known as molecular scissors. Okay. Then in the year 1963 only, the first distinction endonuclease. I forget one thing, students. In distinction enzymes which cuts the DNA and RNA, these are also known as RENs. RENs means distinction endo or exonucleases. Just understand, student, the word nuclease, I will write here nuclease in the sense enzyme which breaks or cuts the nucleic acid. It may be a DNA or RNA. Okay. A distinction endo or exonucleases. In the sense, the distinction means a nuclease enzyme cuts the DNA at a particular point. At a particular point. Okay. In RENs, usually REN is a distinction endonucleases or a distinction exonucleases. There are two types usually. RENs are two types or distinction enzymes are two. I will write here distinction enzymes are two types. Endonuclease and exonuclease. Distinction endonuclease or distinction exonuclease. Distinction endonuclease in the sense which are the enzymes which cuts the DNA at the middle. Okay. Consider I am taking a double strand DNA. Consider these are the base pairs. I am not going to write any nucleotide sequences. Okay. Just focus. The distinction endonucleases are the enzymes which are known as a molecular scissors which cuts the DNA. Endo in the sense middle. Okay. This enzyme cuts the DNA in the middle. Okay. Distinction enzyme will digest the DNA. Distinction endonucleases cut the sequence which are present in the middle. Means I can say that a distinction endonuclease is an enzyme which cuts the DNA exactly in the middle. I can write here endonucleases cuts the DNA at the specific points within the DNA. Cuts the specific point within DNA. Okay, exactly in the middle. Then the exonucleases are the enzymes, exo in the sense outside. These cuts DNA at this cuts DNA at end point. Means these enzymes cut the DNA base pairs at the end. Means you already know that DNA have the two ends, 5' and 3' ends. Usually the exonucleases cut the DNA. Consider this exonuclease will cut the 5' end or the 3' end of the DNA. This is the difference between distinction enzymes. In the distinction enzymes, there are two types, endonuclease and the exonucleases. Endo in the sense inside. This is the enzyme which cuts the DNA exactly in the middle with the specific points. Okay, or we can say it cuts the DNA within the sequence, or the exonucleases cuts the DNA ends. 5' and 3' end will cut by the exonucleases. Okay, then after the types of distinction enzymes, first a distinction enzyme was discovered and it is isolated by the E. coli bacteria. This is very important, student. First distinction enzyme is endonuclease, means which cuts the DNA in the middle, that is Hind2. This is the name of the enzyme, Hind2. It depends on specific DNA nucleotide sequence was isolate and it is characterized by 5 years. Means this is the first distinction enzyme which uses for the DNA digestion. Okay, it was found that Hind2 always cut the DNA molecule at the particular point by recognizing a specific sequences of 6 base pairs. It was found that Hind2 always cuts DNA molecule at particular point by recognizing a specific sequence of 6 base pairs. Okay, means Hind2 is an enzyme which cuts the DNA by recognizing a specific sequence of which are 6 base pairs. This specific base sequences is known as a recognition sequence of Hind2. The specific sequence is known as the recognition sequence for hint 2. Okay, means after discovery of this hint 2 restriction enzyme, there are 900 restriction enzymes are isolated. In that 230 means a 900 restriction enzymes. Nowadays 900 restriction enzymes are isolated from 200 bacteria. Okay, means each restriction enzymes have the specific recognition sites in the DNA. Each restriction enzyme have the specific recognition sites. ಈ ಒಂದು DNA ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಟ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ನ ಯಾವಾದರೂ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಟ್ ಅನದರ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಈಚ್ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ a different recognition sites. Okay, I think all of you getting this one. This is all about restriction enzymes discussion. Okay, restriction enzymes are the enzymes which are used for the cutting the DNA or digestion of the DNA. There are two types, endonuclease and exonuclease. Endo in the sense cuts the DNA in the middle, exonuclease in the sense cuts the DNA at the end point. Okay, in that we started the discussion about first restriction enzyme, that is Hint2. It was isolated by the bacteria which cuts the DNA in the particular sequence of 6 base pairs. Okay, the particular sequence which cut by the Hint2, it is known as a restriction sequences. After the Hint2 isolation, there are 900 RENs are isolated from 200 strains of bacteria. Okay, the remaining points of restriction enzymes we will discuss in the next class. Okay.